The Great Sleigh Ride Part 1. A Tale for Christmas by Richard Batchelor. With all of the 9 reindeer attached to the front of the sleigh and the presents in the back, Santa Claus was ready to leave. The reindeer walked to a long runway with Christmas lights down each side. He pulled on the reins to get all the reindeer in a neat line. With Rudolph at the front, he turned his head towards Santa Claus. With his big red nose, it glowed brighter than ever. The elves followed Santa Claus to see him off, and they started to count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Shouted the elves together. The reindeer started to run down the runway. Faster and faster they went, and then faster still. Santa Claus let out a mighty laugh and then pulled hard on the reins, lifting all the reindeer in the sleigh off the snow and into the air. Santa Claus pulled hard on the reins as he flew over all of the elves. The elves waved goodbye to him, and Santa Claus waved back. Santa Claus pulled at the reins as the reindeers flew higher and higher. Rudolph's red nose shone brightly as it guided them through the clouds and the fog. Santa Claus brushed the fog away from his face as he struggled to see, but then it was clear again. A clear dark sky blanketed by the stars, which would guide Santa Claus on this night. Santa Claus moved the reins up, and the sleigh slowly descended back through the clouds. As Santa Claus dropped further and further, he began to see his first town of the night. The town grew closer and closer, and Santa Claus pulled harder on the reins until the reindeer and the sleigh were almost touching distance from the ground. The reindeer then touched their hooves to the ground, followed by the sleigh behind them, and it came to a sudden stop. Santa Claus loaded his sack with all the presents for this town, fed his reindeer, and then set off to deliver to his first house. Santa Claus had millions and millions of houses, and even more boys and girls to deliver presents to. It would baffle the world how he would manage to deliver to everyone year after year. But Santa Claus had a secret though. If the house didn't have a chimney to climb down, he had a special key to get into any house so he could drop off the presents. Before long, only one house was left, but it was the biggest house in town. Santa Claus delivered the presents and walked towards the front door, but then he heard a quiet voice behind him.